live stream. I want to welcome every person, place in existence. What's going on, black people? What's going on, white people? Huh? What's going on to my Puerto Rican people? What's up, Jamaica? How you feeling? Haiti? Huh? Faso, what's going on? Nigeria. Yeah, and the whole entire continent of what you know as Africa. Africa. Yeah. All right. Yes, indeed. I need to know that, first of all, that the audio is loud and clear because I got fans running now. You've seen the red sun come out. So if you don't know anything about what that means, whether it was Nibiru, China's new sun, or just God's old sun getting hotter, one thing we all can, or let's say God's old sun changing and getting better, okay? We all are going to recognize that. And here's my synopsis. I done heard you all. I ain't even say nothing until all. I've heard everybody's idea what they thought they seen. But here's one thing I said. You all are going to be burning your ass up. Ain't that a fact? How many of you right now agree with that? It's going to be hotter than you ever could imagine. It's going to be so hot, you're not going to think that it was Earth no more. Calvin says that if your physics isn't in order and in compliance into the matriarchal system, we may be unalived. That's some scary information. Let me make sure that my audio is loud and clear. Like I said, I got fans running, and right now around me, it's loud. And I normally don't hook up the mic, but tonight I hooked up the mic, and it feels like I gotta yell because it's so loud around me right now. And y'all probably saying, why is he talking loud? Now you know. Around me, there's a bunch of noise going on. So I'm going to check the volume because the only important thing is that you hear the message. Check. And we don't want to be too long-winded with it tonight, Nate, great Nate. And I won't. Tonight, we're going to be sweet, thorough, and brief with our readings. This is what we're going to do tonight. Oh, you know how I gotta do it? I need my headphones. So that's gonna be YouTube. Let me just throw a little something in the chat real quick. Y'all, you wanna hit the peace, y'all? Okay. Hit the peace, y'all. And again, if you got any enlightenment or intel, add on or shine on, get in the comment section. Always feel free to make a comment on the information that I share with you people. Where's my other phone? This is crazy. All right, so again, I'm just checking to make sure I got some good sound, and it sounds like we're very good. So we got about a couple viewers on Professor X. Yes, peace. All right. So I'm gonna get started. I got some good reading for us today, and since you're here, Professor, I figured you come on and get your treat. You don't need to be waiting no longer. You know what I mean? If anybody else don't want the empowering and the betterment of life, that don't mean I'm gonna sit around and wait for them. I don't care if it's my brother, sister, mother, my aunt, lover, whoever. I know I need to be first. I need to I need to make sure that, right? I need to make sure that myself is vibrating to its optimum. The Western world, they would like to say that the first law of nature being the what? Law of preservation? Well, what if you came here and not in need of preserving anything because you are the type of entity and power that will always have and will have a continuum of attracting. So don't, just because you hear shit that sound fly and hip, don't pick it up until you know that that's what you resonating with. I don't need to preserve nothing. I used to talk like that. Got a whole building full of junk piled up. I can't even make room. That's what we become. Hoarders of junk. When I realized everything is already here for me. It's written in the script before I even came. And you know I ain't lying, because if you read anything of any religious text, whether it be the Quran or the Bible, it tells you that your life was already predestined. And that Allah, right? Subhanahu wa ta'ala, for you Islamic people out there, knows your thoughts and what's going to happen to you before it even manifests. Ain't that right? Facts. Professor X puts in there. And so let's do a quick health flash. All right? Because we didn't just need CMOS because Tony was out here experimenting and fucking up people's ecosystem. We need to understand that, and I know mine is empty. I just emptied it. And so I'm due for a refill, and I'm on time with time, though, on my refill. On the weekend, where I can now get down to Black and Noble. If you're ever in Philadelphia, be sure that you get to Black and Noble. We got everything for your spirituality to take you to the fullest heights. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So don't ask no questions like, you got mushrooms, do you got this, that? People, come on down 4th and South Street, get in the comic, get with me, and I can get you whatever you need to get you where you need to be supremely and in your optimumness, as Queen Afua exclaims in her book, Man, Heal Thyself. Check. So this is what we want to do, man. You see Ibrahim Traore, the president of Afua. I'm looking for, I only need a few. I don't need all these niggas to line up and get in the core. I may need from 3 to 13, perhaps 33. I've got to see. Don't, get so gun-holed up on the mathematics right now. I'm working the formula. You don't try to figure that out until it's revealed. It's just like a patent number to the stuff that you're doing in existence. They do the same thing. But I'm giving you and showing you how to do it in a macro perspective. So listen, you need to be consuming your CMOS, people. And what are the benefits of CMOS? Well, it boosts your immune system, eases digestive, healthy, and libido, respiratory system, lowers blood pressure, improves circulation, rebuilds joints and bones. You know, I broke this ankle on a motorcycle accident or incident, I like to say. resulted in what? 6 screws in a rod. Within weeks, I was already back on the motorcycle. I got people who bear witness to that. Oh yeah, in the boot, in the boot, in the boot, man. I'm a rider. As long as I can move, we do what we do. So yeah, and I'm doing phenomenal today, and I like to give a lot of it due to this here ingredients of CMOS, gold, the catalyst for perfect health. That's what this is. So if it says that, why wouldn't I want to at least try it out? Give it 33 days. That's a little bit over what the government will want for you. You know, they work in the increments of 30, right? Give yourself 33. That means if you've reached what you was looking for, you already mastered this realm. Now all you need to do is add on. So it also rebuilds joints and bones. It removes mucus, increases cognitive abilities, repairs muscles and tissues, raises energy, promotes strong hair growth, vibrancy, vibrant. I like that one. See, I'm testing this. I need to know if this is true or not. So before I could tell you, right? I don't need Facebook taking down my information and chalking me up and putting me on restrictions for 30 days for falsifying information. I ain't got time for that. Nor do you ever cash at me or give me anything. Not that that's important. It's just that you see that what I have is of value and is of worth getting. That's what you should be observing, because I could be doing any other thing right now that my mind can imagine. But I'm sitting here doing what I've come to earth to do, and that's help people to see. I ain't got nothing else to do. I gotta do me. If I get out here and try to do you, I'm gonna be discombobulated and imbalanced. Cause I'm watching you. I'm all on your Facebook page, watching what kind of hair you wearing, how he brushes hair, or he comb his hair to the back. I should comb my hair to the back, and not even knowing the science of these things that you're doing. Look, it don't stop. I'm holding in my hand some great substance here. It not only did we say make you vibrate higher, right? As you can see in me, a lot of people think that I'm too hype or what she say? I mean, like real vulgar, like I imagine. And I'm like, no. So I sit back and I watch these other people out here preach. They don't teach. And they yelling, Farrakhan. But them people don't say nothing. I watch Jennings. And they don't never be like, oh, why are you yelling at us? But when I yell, I say, well, wait a minute. I know what it is. My energy. See, this is profound. Y'all got to understand this. Your energy is what dictates the order. There's people that can yell, but if they chakras are clogged and blocked and emanating at a hue of like the gray spectrum, then think of cuts and everything, and it won't even move these people. They'll be laughing and happy. Oh, but let a person that deals from their chi use one cuss word, and they read it, and they made it. See, when the monkeys talk, they don't feel it, but when God talk, you feel it. That's what it is. So you say, "Oh, why you gotta curse?" You didn't say that when Cat Williams was up there. You laughing your ass off. It's growing, right? Peace to the God, Professor X. What's that? I'm not sure. Or that's a female or male? I'm not sure. I see Lioness Lounge. So yeah. Make me clear, God or Goddess, who I'm vibrating with. I see Professor X. That could be male or female. You know, we have the what is it, the yin and the yang, or is it the yang that are professors. Professors, female. That's what I thought. Okay, all praises due. Yeah, you get a bell for that. That you know, if there was a such thing of an ancestors, they heard that because they took all the bells out your cities just so that you wouldn't. Well, number one is really so that they could throw in their frequencies and all their little gamma rays and paraphernalias that they have going on. Because I'm going to tell you, I used to ring the bells. And this is real rat. I come up in a what is it? Episcopalian. First it was Catholic. So I rang the bell 24th. Well, we ain't going to put the numbers out there. It is significant. 27 and 24. Those numbers play a role on the street. Pay attention to your life, y'all. Go back over every aspect that you can remember about your life, and you better add it up. You better be walking around with some explanation as to what, why, how, and where. Even to an ass whipping. Yeah, yup. You may have got a good, juicy ass whipping. You better have an answer. Just don't be mad and you want to talk about, I'm going to beat mom back now. I'm going to cuss mom out when I get big. Fuck that bitch. She fucked me up like that? Nah. You wait till I get older. Nah. Wrong mindset. You'll never be having a good life. And I'm going to tell you another thing. You're going to have to come back and deal with that shit again. And oh my God. Dan, don't do that. It tell you even in the Bible, don't disrespect your parents. And that's real profound shit. That's just a, you know what I mean, a statement said lightly. So let's get busy, y'all. I got to get busy. Well, enough of this. Get you some CMOS. Another organic substance is what I put in almost anything and everything. You can eat it raw. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It tastes like cocoa, chocolate cocoa. But look, let's look at the benefits of it. Shall we? Make sure that was burdock root, right? Right. All right. That was the burdock root, Professor X. She says, say it. Uh-huh. You tried to tell them, I'm not quite sure what you talk about. The tunes, right. The bells. Okay, right. So since the Tatarian days, you know, the Germans, they, from what I understand, when they wanted to implement and change even the music, the megahertz of the music, right? The Rockefellers, they took it from I think from a 4-4. I'm not quite sure the numbers, so I don't want to quote that out there, but I do know they changed the frequency. And so, like, you got to get rid of these bells, you know, for the simple fact, people like me, when I was growing up and I understood the science of this here thing that we were in, I would literally ring it to a tune where my church got complaints from the neighbors. They were telling, well, my grandmom, she was the secretary of the church, so they knew I was the Johnson child, and so they go to them. Tell him stop ringing that bell. No, it was Sunday, and it was in the hood, in the ghetto, and all you niggas asleep. No, y'all gonna get up and come on down to this church, get up under these lit candles, never mind the cross and all the Marys and the statues all sitting around, okay? They ain't gonna amount to a lick of beans. I tried them. They don't talk bad. They tried to scare us in Catholic school with a movie. The Mother Mary was bleeding and shit. The statue was bleeding. That shit didn't. That made me more madder. I think that's probably what got me expelled from the Catholic school for insubordination. And y'all best believe, of course, if you was like me in America and your parents thought what they was doing the best that they could, all praise due to my parents. Namaste. That's all they was doing with the best that they had. They had the money to send a nigga there. But they didn't know that. They didn't know who I was coming through. You know now. So when you're in this type of situation, no, it's not that you have a bad child. It's just that your child sees shit and they don't like it. I'm telling you, as an HDHD kid and a motherfucking yellow school bus rider. Look, although I never did have to go that way, but trust me, I talk to them. And I like hanging with them better than I did with the fucking kids that got all A's. Damn, that's fucked up. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy? How you? So now, imagine me much lighter than I am now. Because I willed this hue of darkness because of the tease that they gave us light-skinned people. Wearing glasses with an afro. Everybody fucked with me. Oh, my whole classmates. After I got expelled from the Catholic school, I ultimately had to end up in the private school. And I'm all off stream. We didn't even start the stream yet. I didn't even intend to go this route, but I think it's meant to be said for a reason. So you can see how what this society has put not just me, but every melanated non-ether being. It's particularly, especially you ones who are coded and they know you. I'm talking about you niggas. Divine Insight, aka Rashad Jamal, me, Panic, and other individuals. Some of you were switched in even in those laboratories. That's right. I'm gonna call them laboratories. Y'all call them hospitals. Don't play with me. But we ain't want to go that deep, y'all. Let's get back on what we came here to do. And we was talking about the burdock root, check? And so we need to know the properties and the benefits of this here substance. Wouldn't you agree? So let me just, hey Google. Explain to me the benefits of burdock root. Explain to me the benefits of burdock root.
Burdock root is a versatile plant that has been used for centuries in traditional medicine and as a food source. It's gaining popularity for its potential health benefits, though it's important to note that much of the research, especially on specific health conditions, is still in its early stages, test tube and animal studies, and more human trials are needed. Here's a breakdown of the key benefits attributed to burdock root. Rich in antioxidants. Burdock root is packed with powerful antioxidants like quercetin, luteolin, and phenolic acids.
I'm literally, from what I just put in my mouth, I'm feeling what y'all would call high.
To various chronic diseases and inflammation. Anti-inflammatory properties.
Anti-inflammatory properties, people.
Reduce inflammation in the body.
Go ahead and throw all those Tylenols away.
Suggest it can lower inflammatory markers. Digestive health and
get your body immune and built up with these substances, and you'll have no inflammation. People say, "Oh, well, Nate, I tried that. It don't work. I got a toothache. I need a Tylenol 3." And I agree. Sometimes the pain can be that bad. But first of all, it's not supposed to get to that degree, people. How in this hell are you letting your physics get to that degree where you're going to need medication like that right away, as opposed to that of herbs? Look, she's still running her mouth.
Its anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties may contribute to a clearer complexion and smooth irritated skin. Detoxification and blood purification.
Oh, baby. Oh, stop. She ain't gonna shut up. Damn. Shush. Y'all hear this? Blood purification. detoxification. So does that mean, let's get this clear, right? If I can purify and cleanse my blood, does that mean it could be mutated? That's right. We need that. You could put it in. I put it in my broccoli tonight. Well, you see me. I can. It's not bitter taste. That's the best way. Wake up in the morning, sea moss, some I like peppermint tea, and some burdock root. Not in the tea. I tried that. If you could put moringa. Moringa's good too, Professor. That's going. We're gonna do we get with the moringa, but this here thing about this blood is fascinating me because when I was in the religious, they told me Jesus' blood was the best shit. Now I see why. He was probably walking around with the same shit in his pouch. Can y'all believe this? Of course you can. How else can you master the 7 heavens and the 7 hells, people? You're not going to do it by eating a McDonald's Big Mac, a Chick-fil-A burger. I need a detox. That's what I need to do. I need to go on a no food, a 3-day no food fast. Just liquid. A green smoothie if you can for 3 days. If you can't do that, pick some type of fast. But do something to want to clean ourselves out. What did we do with clean our food information? What'd she say? She said that I designed a fasting program for 3 lifestyle levels. I said, damn, that's my goddess right there. She made sure a nigga ain't getting away. Man healed ourselves. She talking to me. This is why some men fear the black woman. And it's not the kind of fear like, it's just that she's spiritually powerful and he can't do his white devil little works. You see, white people got a little white lies. So if they got little white lies, they got little white works. You gotta understand that. And to them, in their eyes, they're justified. Like me hanging from a fucking tree. That's built in their psyche. That used to be done on Fridays with a 6-year-old watching that shit. Who you think these are the descendants of today? That shit, that don't move them. Take a Puerto Rican, a black person, or a white person to the black museum, and just look at the feel the vibration and look at the interest. That's all you got to do. If white folks' interest, they're gonna be laughing, especially a group of them. And they're more than because they're so observative and want to dissect everything. They're going to look. It ain't like some of them are going to be like you. How you see how you be with all black people? You got maybe a couple black people paying attention. The other black people just walking, talking. Then you got the other black people ain't even looking at all because they feel fucked up about the situation and they really resonating with it. And if they look, they might start crying and shit. Well, yeah. You gotta understand psychology, people. So she says this fasting thing on 3 different levels so that each man could have access, atonement according to his awareness and experience with holistic fasting and detoxificationing. I also recommend you get one of her other books that she wrote titled Impeccable Listening. I haven't studied this whole book in its entirety yet, but I'm sure that it resonates with me. You know, that's Queen Afua on the back. Those who don't know her, okay. One of Dr. Phil Valentine's wife, Professor. But those who was watching and they know some powerful people on planet Earth. Because everybody, everybody don't know God. Y'all know that, right? Well, let's put it like this. Most people haven't met God yet. That suffice to say. Right. And you'll know that they haven't because they'll be worshiping something other than themselves. So just when you notice that, you just and keep it moving. Keep on with the get along. Don't you know you God or goddess. That gives you the ups now. So you just play the whole thing out. It's going to be a beautiful thing for you. You see how it works? So I figured we get started with a spiritual reading, right? Well, it's all spiritual, Nate. But I mean like the really, really personal, mushy kind. Like, oh, Father, thou. Oh, I've rewritten the Father's Prayer too. Some of my family members, they didn't want me to do this, and they was kind of, they liked it. It's approval, and I'm sure if Jesus heard it, he will give me an approval, you know. But I actually did. It's I'm Father, and solid be my name. See, they say our Father, hallowed be thy name. Wow, I never really looked at it like that, Nate. I know they didn't. You didn't because they don't teach you to. You dealing with hollow shit, people. You can't be but so strong. You need solid. It tells you build your house on what? Not a hollow ground. I'm king that has come. My will be done on earth as it is with itself. Macro, micro. Manifest. What's magic, people? What did Brother Panic say magic was? Anybody know? Not pulling a quarter out behind your child's ear, taking cards and flipping them over. Those are tricks, he explained. Pulling the rabbit out the hat, pulling something from behind the back. Those are tricks, people. Magic is when you have the ability to bring it to fruition of that which is distinctly in your mind. That's magic. That's heaven of a magic. And every time you do it, you're going to feel more vibrant, assuring, and exuberant and powerful because it is your becoming. Remember, your life here on earth is no ending. You're not here reaching a destination. People, you're on a journey. And the journey is forever. It goes on and on and on. So, what's the spiritual reading for the day? Let's pull out a book. All right, we're going to just pick a book and bam, let's go to Iyanla Vanzant. Where's my gavel? Iyanla Vanzant. Ring that bell. That's an energy. That name means something. I just cash apped her. No, not in the micro, man. Y'all looking there on the phone talking about, oh shit, he said Iyanla Cash App. Remember, people, What you do below, I do above. My works are greater than yours. My life is different. My words. That's all that what God say in the Bible. That's you above the monkey mind. You're dealing in your higher self. You see? So when men talk many things, you use your anointing mind. You see, because that person, it could be you that's feeling down and out and bad. And your mother and your sister, out of nowhere, say a prayer for you. Oh, can you feel it? Ooh, it's the funky sensation. It's electric, they said. And you can't even see it, but you can feel it. And out of nowhere, you just start feeling good. You may even get a knock at the door. Nigga like me pop up. You broke your shit. I got money. Yo, what's up, my nigga? Yo, hey baby, how you doing? She all like, I need my bills paid. And hey, I just happen to have a couple of dollars. All because I rung a bell and sent praises to the energy of whatever. I'm not sure what it means. But I'm sure if we look it up, it got a meaning. Check. Like my name. My name is Nathaniel, which means what? Gift of God. So what do you expect from me? You want me to be in the kitchen? Cooking up, what do you say? Cooking up, I'm in the kitchen cooking. No. I go to jail. Court a case. What else you want from me? Right? Oh, you want me a devil? You want me lying to you? I can't lie. I smoke too much weed. I fuck around and forget to lie. You catch me? It's not in me. So I learned I had to be me. My homie was a good liar. He got all the females. And he was good. He could remember a lie that he told her a year ago. But me? Not that I smoke the weed. It's just my nature. You're expecting gifts from God. That's who I am. You shouldn't be expecting nothing else from me. Nothing but the love, baby. I got love, baby. God is love, right? Love is God. Huh? What you got? Nothing but love. Shout out to that God, too. I forget his name. Professor, if you remember who that is, who was that? What's his name? Fuck. I hate that. Sinbad, not Sinbad. It wasn't Sinbad. Who the fuck's on that song? Hey Google, what rapper sung that song, I Got Nothing But Love?
The rapper who
Heavy D. Yeah, shout out to Heavy D.
With his group
Heavy D. That was my boy. Got nothing but love. Now I want to interview the women that he dated. Because I want to see something. I want to know if that nigga really knew something that we didn't know. Or was he just saying that because it was in the dictionary and he got an A in his class because he learned how to spell it? I'm just saying, this is a lot of our intel today. You only got a fucking degree because you copy from the blackboard to the paper. That's it. You don't understand it and comprehend it, because if you did, you'd have been like me in the principal's office, being chalked up under charges like insubordination. What else? Non-compliant. What else? Oh, they even had to get me with the antisocial. How was I antisocial when all I was doing I tell y'all, people, I'm telling you no lie. I've been teaching. I used to get my sisters doll babies and my sisters. And y'all get your ass in here and learn. I will write on the wall. Until I eventually had to use the back of my dresser due to vicious ass whippings for writing on the walls. That's how I became a painter. But that's another story. Oh, Professor X writes in the web that love is to evolve, spelled backwards. Yes, indeed. So Ilana Van Zant states that courage not only means being able to do something new, it also means taking steps to be someone new. Some of us talk a great deal because we are afraid we won't be heard. Others never say anything in fear of saying the wrong thing. Some of us are overactive and hyperactive because we fear missing out. There are those of us who are withdrawn, lethargic, inactive, in fear of messing up. One of the first steps in developing a courage outlook and approach to life is being able to look at ourselves, our beliefs, attitudes, and patterns. And what's important is just because of evolution, Professor said that if you want to love, you must evolve. Take the word believe, right? Because believe leaves room for doubt and disappointment. And we know that. Real talk, right? I thought it was the fairy godmother, and I'm waiting for her to put the money under my pillow when my tooth came out. Because in my mind, it's going to be this pretty white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. I wake up, I catch her. It was close. My mom, she's biracial. But I'm like, Mom, you said it was the. I was disappointed, people. When they told me that Santa Claus was bringing, I ain't had the right comprehension as I do today who Santa Claus is. I'm waiting for this nigga to come down my chimney, only to find out that in North Philadelphia, there is no chimneys. You know I was very disappointed. So just imagine the psyche of a child like this continuously growing up. We don't really trust y'all people no more. I don't know what the fuck is real and what's right anymore. I'm scared to walk outside. I don't know who to trust. No wonder I'm God Almighty now. She says to examine enables us to choose. Courage is more than forceful, aggressive, bold, onward action. At its most infinite level, courage is an in-depth inward examination which leads to alteration and application of a new way to be. Courage creates a new state of being, people. So writes, I'm gonna call her doctor. I'm gonna give her flowers. Ilana Van Zant. Yeah, make sure y'all get your tuning bowl or bell or something, and do that from time to time. It disturbs. It's all type of folklore, fairy tales, and stories about not just how. That's my study of why they got rid of the bells. They know that it would disrupt the 5G tower. Just think, you know, do some research, do some study, and you'll see that I'm on to something. So, but yeah, of course, there's many other reasons, you know. All right, so where did it take us now? Probably to one of the most juiciest part. We want to get back into the herbal idea. I mean, health idea where we at. Remember, I appreciate you, Professor X, for showing up. You say that it feels like you're in a game. What do you mean by that? By being here, partaking in this lifestyle that we in this day and time? because that's a beautiful thing. If a person is in the physical, I'm not going to say alive because I'm actually dead. This body is actually decaying. Y'all see it get older and older. I don't care how much burdock root, golden seal, and sea moss, fish oil, black seed oil I take, milk thistle. I take some good shit. It's still, I mean, like, I haven't met nobody who, maybe I could be the first. I know one thing I will have to get up out of this condition, this environment. This is because this is 90% of what we fight in, being in America, this atmosphere. Yeah, trust me. Take a Dr. Sebi approach and live out there in Honduras or somewhere in the Amazon jungle where he had. He lived a long time. I've talked to somebody skycap in another country in Africa, 130, and he can run. Oh man, that blew my mind. I said, man, my people here in America just don't know. I said, y'all can't see. I said, they can't see this. I felt like Richard Pryor in the movie when he found in the Egyptian and he found out the black man was God. He talking about, oh, I gotta tell my people this. What them white folks do? They went in there, they would left out there, left Richard Pryor in the fucking cage and closed it up and sealed it. So when you know something that's beneficial to you and some non-ether people, don't go out here running talking about, oh, y'all gotta know this. We gotta do that shit confidential. That's why I say don't share this, don't share my message through the web. You're gonna get me caught up. I'm already in enough trouble with these people. I told you at the beginning of my story. So they got my social security number. It's you they want to keep me away from. Check. So yeah. Y'all gotta understand, I haven't been educated. So that's a threat to democracy. Shout out to Steve Coakley. It ain't funny. It ain't funny. Because these people was telling us all along. A lot of them were in prison. It's in the Bible. God said they're going to kill you, imprison you, and disrespect you, trump you all up on sex charges. I got a good book here titled Back to Eden. I recommend you get out here and get you a copy. And look, I'm going to reveal who he is that wrote it. Now, of course, it needs to be revised, and you must keep in mind, he's a so-called white man, European, Caucasian. So they have a certain mind psyche, and that's where he's going to come from. And he's prominently speaking to and for his people. So, for instance, if you hear in here that milk does, and I'm just saying, I don't know if we're going to read this in. I'm just forewarning you people. And I don't have time. We're not going to paraphrase this book and revise it. I just want to read it and let everybody get out of it what they want to get out of it. Because I will revise this one day. I'll rip it apart, beat it up, and switch it and change it into it fits this day, this paradigm. And for all people. Okay? That's why I come from a biracial family. Because I'm the one. I'm Neo. Malcolm couldn't do it. They showed you that in the movie when he was going to the college to give a lecture. Little white pretty girl come down the step. She said, oh, Malcolm, how can I contribute to your movement? He said, you can. Shit. I'd have looked at Malcolm, but it wasn't a day and time. Because I can use it. But we'll save that for me and her. Okay? So, for instance, if we read in here that milk does the body good, we're not necessarily talking to a non-ether being. Because, yes, you're lactose intolerant. Milk don't do your body good. In fact, all people who thought that ran with that and drank milk, I observed, had a high amount of potassium. Some of them developed diseases and had to undergo the knife. Yeah. So that's why it's imperative that we what? Know thyself. It don't say know everybody. Know your people. It don't say know your mom, know your husband. It says know thyself. It's don't try to get it. Don't try to make it no. Come on, y'all. Y'all people just try to make things too difficult. If you just go with what it says and you try to take in and add in and flip it and turn it and oh man, God, Lord, just say know thyself, man. Know who you are. Know what is good for you. It might be too cold for you in the Antarctic. You might not vibe well. You might get aches. Me, I got rides in school, so I'm not definitely going to do good in cold climate. I need to be by nature anyway. Now I got a gnat around me. Come on, the gnat must want information. You know, you shooing it away and it acting like it has sense. Come on, that nobody ain't gonna tell me that gnat don't have intention and it's conscious. Because if you swing at me, I'm gonna leave you alone. Especially if you was way bigger than me, as like I am to this gnat. One swing, I'm flying way out this nigga way. So he keep flying all in my face. It's a meaning. It's a reason. I have to use my supreme intelligence and adapt and remedy the matter. And guess what? It's gone. And I ain't have to kill it. That saves me some aches and pain. Because and it's just a theory, I have not yet got this proven, but you know how the monks say we shouldn't kill nobody or thou shalt not murder or not even a roach? You know how, black people be like, get the fuck out of here, man. If there's a roach on my table and I'm eating, I'm killing that roach. Well, the roach you can kill because the roach is not a creation of nature. Some things are man created, but still, if you kill the wrong thing and it has energy that's connected to the universe, that's going to be that little pain that I get in my toe. Perhaps maybe even getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and you stump the toe on the corner of a table or something. You ever know how that happens? And you say, oh, Lord, God damn. Oh, honey, what? I hit my fucking toe. God damn it. Oh, honey, it'll be all right. Come on to bed. That's because she didn't feel the pain. She told. But you notice how it go away. We need people to say some dumb shit. So anyway, my philosophy, my synopsis is, my theory is that I got to equate that to maybe the fly. Well, some flies are actually probably, according to the bond, is made by the government, and I agree. I was watching a movie where they used the fly to spy over in Saudi Arabia. So let's just say you kill a creature has a spirit, right? I think that because we are all one and connected, like they teach in religion, I gotta reap that little bit of pain that I just sent on. That's why if you ever have to take a creature's life, you send it on in the name of a god. Huh? Even the Muslims, when they blow themselves, fuck, what do they say? Allahu Akbar. You're doing it in the name of God. So that way, you ain't got to bump your toe. on that weight that your son left in the middle of the floor. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. See, because you got to understand how this works. Everything happens for a reason. It's an explanation for everything. It's just that we got to comprehend it. I don't care how big or how minute. It has significance, purpose, and meaning. Nothing happens out of mere coincidence or accident, people. Oops. Or a mistake. It wouldn't even no need to be here. I got grounds to tear all this shit up, fuck it, and start all over. But because we set this in such a perfect order, we made it, Nate, so that your smart ass wouldn't go and do some crazy shit like that. You know, how your mom used to say to you, "Oh, you think you smart, don't you?" How many of you ever say, "Yeah," by way of signal? Huh? I can feel you. Not by wave of. See, you thought I was going to say wave of hands. No, only reason why I put the hand up because, like in Tai Chi, when you ever see a martial arts kung fu master, what are we doing when we do that, people? We're pretty much moving everything into a chord before we ever do it physically. That's what we're doing. If you understood the powers that emanates from your hand, you'll start to understand. So we're going to get busy reading this book titled Back to Eden by Jethro Gloss, or is it Kloss? Kloss, Kloss. His first name is spelled Jethro. All right? He's an herbalist, food scientist, inventor, lecturer, writer, teacher, most widely known advocate of cooperation with nature's healing resources. So, with no further delay and without any foolishness or stupidity, why shouldn't we delve right into this? I love lecturers and teachers and herbalists. Hey, where do we start? We're going to start at food preparation. A lot of you people like to cook, but you don't know that the kitchen is the first pharmaceutical, the pharmacy. Yes, the individual in the kitchen that prepares the meal for the family determines the health of the family. Did you hear what I said? Oh, yeah, I know that sounds striking. Because now I have people talking about, oh, well, Nate, what if I got high blood pressure? Can I talk to your wife? And you come back and see me in 3 months. No. I ain't going to take her out or nothing like that. I mean, you know. This nigga talking about, no, you can't holler at my wife. Nigga, I'm trying to help you out. A lot of us don't know that diseases and illness and sicknesses is caused by what we're consuming. And it's being prepared all the wrong ways. Many important nutrients are lost to a greater or lesser degree when food is cooked. I got a friend via social media who haven't eaten cooked food in over 30 years. I could put you on FaceTime with him. I told him I'll be there. I need a piece of fish. You don't talk about. I like my broccoli cooked. I'm used to that. Goddamn, it wasn't hard for me to go vegan. Not vegan to the degree of eating like they do. I mean, like, no animal. Because I was born in a family that was raised with the concept, and so I was always allotted to be around this type of information and knowledge, as well as uh, 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 Catholic. Uh, what else we got? Got some Jehovah Witnesses too. I remember my aunt giving me the Black Bible, and I needed all that. And this is what life is. I probably have been every religion, or at least studied it, that's known to man. I had to. Here and abroad. The Nuwabian doctrine don't come from nowhere within these ice walls. That's from the 19th galaxy. Malachi Z. York, they incarcerated him for exposing that information. And then came along this dude. Where you at? Zechariah Sitchin, and he writes The War of the Gods and Men. But they eventually got rid of him too after he came to Philadelphia and met me. I guess he was doing a little bit too much. You know, once you start coming to Philadelphia, because they know that Philadelphia, the energy in Philadelphia right now, if you was to look from a bird eye view, we're the most glowing individuals right now. Oh yeah. They're not killing us all just because we black like this. They don't just come, the presidents just don't come here because there's a fucking tea party still going on. You better learn the history of Philadelphia. You'll see what's popping now. But I don't want to expose too much about my Philadelphians because they can't turn the heat up no more. Especially after we done revealed that sun out there May 31st. May 31st! Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at this. Look at the numbers, y'all, and the letters. Anybody who is a numerologist or who in the sacred geometry and cosmology and numerology, Numbers in You, people, by Lloyd Strayhorn. You need to get that. I know it's a lot I need to get. People probably say, I used to say things with Bobby Hemmett. Probably when Bobby Hemmett tell me I got to get so many books, I used to be like, do you got the money for that shit, bro? God damn. They keep talking about, I need to get this. You need to get this book. You need to get this book. You need to get that book. Shout out to Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic. Much love. We are continuing on the works. So, Mr. Clough makes mention, right? How, again, we losing our minerals and our nutrients, people, with cooked food. By ordinary methods, in particular, the water-soluble vitamins B complex and C may be largely lost by careless cooking and storage. You know, I really came to the conclusion, and that's just me. You'll get here. I'm well over 2 decades in age. So, you gotta understand. I see different. I vibrate different. And it's earned. It's hard to put phenomenal things into English, especially English, but even just spoken terminology anyway, because the original language is symbols, right? So, for the sake of conversating, I'm just going to say how just don't turn those numbers to have a happy birthday, people. Each number is insignificant in your existence. There's nothing going on in your life, and I will lay my life on it. I will do better you one than Jesus, nigga. For real. If I'm wrong about telling you this, I'll stand in front of the gun range, and you ain't even got to blindfold me. All y'all niggas get a gun, and I'm gonna just sit here. That doesn't have significance and meaning to it. You got a born on time and date, and you got to leave up out of here time and date. Most of you people don't know the time in which you came here, let alone the date. I know mine. That's why I'm able to talk this sassy shit. Because you got to understand, each time you change a number, you are empowered with that energy for 30 days. They got you so caught up and dumbfounded that you only do it for one day, and you're drunk as hell on that day. Damn. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. You had a whole goddamn decade of birthdays and you ain't been empowered yet. That means, it's equivalent to a nigga smoking a cigarette. They just haven't mentally grown. Remember they used to say smoking stunt your growth? And niggas grew to be 6'4"? Well, I learned it wasn't that type of growth that they was talking about. Look at their psyche and the conditions of their mind. Yeah, and then study what's in the cigarettes. It's over 400 goddamn substances, people. One of them got to do major damage of stunting individuals' way to see things correctly. Huh? It states that vitamin C is the most unstable of all the vitamins. And if by observing the following rules for cooking, this vitamin can be largely retained. Other important nutrients, including iron, will also be preserved in significant amounts. All right. So, fortunately, some of our food sources that are highest in vitamin C, the citrus fruits, are best eaten raw. Fruits and vegetables together supply well over 90% of our vitamin C. Did you know a salad is 80% water? Sure it is. It's very fulfilling and nutrient. I know. I eat salads. Cucumbers, onion, tomatoes, and lettuce. That's it. Why do you think when people go out, the way that, you know how they bring this big ass beautiful bowl of lentils, and everybody, they know they're hungry, so they just sit there and they stare at it like they don't know what the fuck it is, and they don't, because you will be eating it. It's colorful like that because each color complements an organ in the body. So you might get one person at the table, they'll take their hand and grab a piece of lettuce. That's because it fills them up. And then they don't have no room to eat the steak or the pork chop. You see? That's all. Look, what is the water percentage of a simple salad? Damn. It's not speaking, so let me read it out a little bit. The water percentage of a simple salad depends on its ingredients, as we well know. Okay? As different components have varying water contents. So, like I said, with lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, and other ingredients, guess what, people? We're looking at a miraculous close to 96% water. Look it up! '91 and '93. So you see, kids definitely ain't gonna touch that salad. And we need to. Because again, like I said, it complements us, people. Dr. Sebi said, eating dead things will cause you to do nothing but die. It's death. We think death and we will ultimately live deathly. Everything will be death. Death all around the person. People, we need to be using as little water as possible during cooking. Have the water boiling for about, wait a minute. Let's back up. It states here that we need to be following practical suggestions listed below in order to retain the most nutrients while cooking your food. And remember the 4 nutrient robbers are air, water, heat, and light. All right, now we must use as little water as possible during cooking. Have the water boiling for about 1 minute before adding the food. Also, let me add too, and I specifically picked this book. I got tons of other health nutrition book, people, and one of them I do want to point out is by Dr. Laylola Africa. He writes the book African Holistic Health. If you don't know who he is, that's the great doctor right there. This is a must read. I ain't gonna tell you to go out and get it. Just watch my videos. I like to talk about his information. But what did I want to say? Because he said something in here. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. So he might not say it, but because we're talking about food preparation, and remember, this needs to be revised. So they may not have, but I'm sure they had aluminum foil, which isn't good to cook in. Because what happens, as said by Dr. Sebi, both Dr. Sebi and Africa, that your food will retain aluminum. And you know what happens if that, you know what will develop if that happened to you? Oh, you can forget about a spiritual awakening and enhancement. That's all. Just put it like that. You can forever get about becoming God Almighty. If you're cooking in pots and pans that has that substance in it, it's called no stick pan. You need to get rid of that. You need to throw that out and get you either glass or, as I got, cast iron. And if any other alternative, go ahead and get the stainless steel. But people, if you're going to cook, I only cook goddamn one thing: fish. And I'm basically, they say a vegetarian, but I don't really only eat too much vegetables either, so I'm not really a vegetarian. But for the sake of conversating, I'm not a carnivorous. I don't indulge eating. I'm not saying I never have. If I'm hungry, I won't. But you will never find it in my kitchen. I do not go shopping for myself for it. Never have, and I never will. I'll eat a goddamn kiwi and a salad, and that'll be suffice for me. And drink some of this all day long. This is like 9.6 pH value. I'm better than Gucci. Real talk. And take my herbs. That's what I found be the biggest thing. Yo, check it out. Did you hear? We not only have been a pescatarian, a vegetarian, a vegan, a this and a that. We used to be vegetarians. Oh, they said, Nate, you're going too far now. Yeah, we didn't eat at all. That's why Elijah Muhammad, he said eat one meal a day, and if you can, eat one every 3 days. And niggas passed out. That's off the foot of it. Because it can be done. You have to train yourself to this. Your body will adapt and change and go to its normal intention of existing. And then it's that in which you're going to have to look in the mirror and get used to. Right now, that what you look in the mirror is not you at all. In fact, if the body you was looking at was you, That's not even the way that you were supposed to look initially when you came here. You had no idea they was going to have all that MSG and ingredients that's not found in other countries in your food. Got your got your got your 5-year-old looking like she 13. Men walking around, boys walking around here with breasts. So yeah, if you're cooking in aluminum foil, I don't care if it's a baked potato wrapped in aluminum foil. You need to stop that. That's very detrimental, people. That's a sure enough way of calcifying the pineal gland. All right, so going back into this European style type of dietarian, if you so follow this, at least here's some notes that you should consider. Let the water simmer rather than boil vigorously. Save the leftover water to use as vegetable stock for gravy or soup. Cut the vegetables in large, uniform pieces just before cooking. Leave the peeling or skin on when possible. A lot of you people take kiwis and cucumbers and cut the skin off. Your potatoes, if you... No. I go straight, rinse my kiwi off, skin it off. Hey, Google. Is the skin on a kiwi health beneficial to the human?
Yes, the skin on a kiwi is very beneficial to human health. While some people dislike the fuzzy texture, it's perfectly edible and packed with nutrients. Here's
That's
why
a shame.
Kiwi skin is a great
Thank you,
idea.
baby. Thank you. That's it. We don't need no more. Excuse me. Sarah.
The skin can increase fiber intake by
shit.
50% compared to eating the flesh alone.
Oh, she like dropping that information. See, once you get her started, she like me. She won't shut up. That's because she's packed with information. Right information, that is. Professor X writes in the chat that she's into all that. And I'm sure you all are. I know. There's no way you could even be listening to this if you wasn't. Even though I'm not saying that some people will probably have something else to be doing that's probably important, but they'll definitely check in and see if that this information is accurate, precise, and on time with time. You know that. And if not, then either you do it. There's not much really you can do, but what's best that you can do, I would do, is do some research. Don't just listen to what he says. Go do your own due diligent research. You see, because I could be a government informant. They could be paying me to, like they doing a lot of these people on YouTube and Facebook, to confuse y'all. Y'all notice that? Especially with the technology and shit. No more than they got a man standing on. No, how about climbing up the wall and it looked like he's 1,000 feet up in the sky and only to turn the picture like this and he on the damn ground. That's what they doing with this information. They're mixing it. They even bringing characters out. I'm not gonna say no names. And you podcasters, y'all better watch these people. Y'all, I see them all hooking up, going channel to channel, getting interviewed with each other. And I said, yo, they ain't even from the same tribe. Oh my God, Satan ain't no joke, y'all. This nigga Satan is my name. I fucks with Satan, y'all, only because his shit is crafty, and I like craftiness. I like when I like to see. I don't know why, and I'm not even a devil. I do it. I guess it's just my I guess it's like that's how nature is, you know. Uh, unlike what they say, like attract, unlike repel, and so you always see something. Like for instance, a police officer that they say a good criminal will make a good police officer. Or how about this? I know doctors and shit and police officers, they watch crimes, murders, murder scene. Doctors, they like to watch killer haunting movies and like, yo, that's because that's what they don't act out, but that's the flip side. That's your flip side. That's a part of who you are, right? But for the sake of ending up like R. Kelly, you just watch it on TV instead of acting it out. R. Kelly said, fuck it, I'm going to act it out. R. Kelly ain't the only man that wouldn't mind having something of virginal. And virgin means in ancient times young, pure. Not that she, not like y'all think today she didn't have sex. That's why you don't understand the Bible when it says that the angel came to Mary and and he said, you know, this we got to make this happen. And she said, how did I like? I have not been chased. I'm chased. I have not been touched. It's quoted different in the Quran than it is in the Bible. So I'm probably more paraphrasing out of the Quran. But the moral of the story is this. You have to know thyself. And this is where, as creatures, because that's what we are, I'm not human. So I can't say human. And I don't know if I'm even, but probably is, got humans listening. But for the most part, it's about evolution as quoted by the goddess Professor X, Lioness Lounge. Professor X, do you got a YouTube channel? If you do, put it in the chat so we can subscribe to that. Or and you on Facebook. All right. Appreciate your energy, and may everything that is of yours and you exceed expediently and especially beautifully well. All right. I just like to say that. Oh, you do? Okay, put that in the chat. You know, so that in case we got, I know I'm gonna subscribe, but you know how we got the people that's over the radar and under the radar. So that's if you want to. You don't have to, because I understand. So yeah, I was making mention of, yeah, be careful. You know, like me, because I come up such of a crazy way in of this arena or this sphere that we in. I do it the way I do, which is alone. Right? Okay, I see that there. Let me get a noted screenshot of that. That way, I won't have no trouble locating that. So yeah, like again, like I've said in the beginning, I traveled many roads, right? And I've seen a lot, which not necessarily seen a lot of things. Actually, has allotted me to develop a lot of insight. See, you don't need to see a lot of things to know shit. But if you can develop a lot of the insight, you'll notice how it is what ultimately developed the things. That's probably going to go over a lot of people's head. You that's when you start understanding and overstanding that of the Akashic record. And when you start to learn how to tap into the Akashic records. Come on, where you at? The Emerald Tablets. Thank you. I used to watch you a lot. And say, oh yeah, right. That's right. Let me read this. This ye, O man, take all my wisdom. Learn of the deep hidden mysteries of space. Learn of the thought that grew in the abyss, bringing order and harmony in space. Know ye, O man and woman. We ain't gonna leave no woman out now. This goes just as well as for the man, for the woman, and the child. Ashe? Know that all that exists has been only because of your law, that which you wrote. Know ye your law, and ye shall be free. Damn. The hairs on my body is standing up right now. Forgive me, y'all. I had too much burdock root. Woo! Wow. That's crazy. We gotta let that marinate in a little bit there, man. I can't go no more. I'm high as shit. You know how they say music gets you, music makes you lose control. Information makes me high and lose control. I ain't gonna hold you, tap you up, or lie to you. Yeah, I get bored when I can't learn. I don't know about y'all. When I can't figure something out new in existence, I start doing cuckoo like that, man. And you can't stop that. Look, let's go on. I calmed down now. I finally calmed down. I was going to take a drink because I didn't get to the most electrifying part. It states that never again, know ye the law. I'm going to say your law because that's what it's entailing. And you shall be free. Never be bound by the fetters of night. For through strange spaces have I journeyed into the depth of the abyss of time, learning strange and yet strangers' mysteries. That's what your birthdays are for. You have a birthday for 30 days, not just one day. And it's not a birthday. The average person that's celebrating a birthday, guess what? It's not even the day that they was born on. Go back to 1972, April 10th, and you tell me it was Friday. Don't play with me. And you telling me happy birthday? You putting me on the wrong energy grid. And I'll always be like a weeble. And it's because of you doing this to me, you're making me dislike you. I used to like you. But now I'm seeing what you, the devil's advocate? Who you working for? It's not my day. This ain't the day I was born. So what they mean to exclaim to you that you need to be vibrating higher on this date. You notice? Happy New Year. Happy birthday. Happy. Everybody want to be happy and nobody's happy at all. Watch this new year come up. I guarantee you, somebody's going to tell a significant other Happy New Year, and within 3 minutes, they're going to shoot them. It's happened every year. You just said happy birthday to that nigga. Well, he was outside talking to my girl. Nigga, y'all drinking too much. He wasn't telling. He was just telling her that you was a good dude. You in there drinking on high, jealous because you see her throughout the whole night already. She being flirtatious. So you already on go. And you just waiting for the next nigga. You just told that nigga happy New Year. Y'all toasted. Smoking weed outside. I said y'all, pull the fuck up. Don't tell me I'm lying. So I don't think y'all need to be happy no more. My heart is hurting every year. You people is want to be happy and you're not getting it. Right now, there's nothing happy about what's going on with these people in America. They hate Trump. And they're trying to get everybody to hate Trump. Not knowing that when you hate your president and you think he's failing, your country gonna fail. You're not supposed to say and do that. I don't care how bad they doing. You're the one that picked the lesser of the two evil. What do you expect? You gotta stand all the way if you're gonna vote for them. Good or indifference. Because I tell you, if your fucking president falls, I'm going over there with Ibrahim over there in Faisal. I'm going over there with Ibrahim Traoré. Real talk. Because y'all niggas, it don't look too good for the home team. They just, and you're talking about homies broke up. Elon and Donald Trump been friends for over 99 years. I ain't gonna let them get away with this one, y'all. You can pass me. You might be fooling them. They might be fooling the people. They ain't fooling me. But we're not gonna get into that. This is not the airway for those people's business. So I'm gonna just teach you. I'm gonna help you see so that you can decipher and see shit on your own. And you ain't got to listen to nobody as to what's going on. You'll be able to use remote viewing. Remote viewing? Nate, what the fuck is that? How much that costs? Hold up. You ain't got to pay nothing but attention. Look. Hey, Google. Can the human being experience remote viewing? Let's see what they say.
Remote viewing is the practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen subject, purportedly sensing with the mind. It's often associated with extrasensory perception, especially, or anomalous cognition. Here's a breakdown of what current understanding suggests. Scientific consensus. The mainstream scientific community generally regards remote viewing as pseudoscience. The prevailing view is that there is no conclusive scientific evidence that remote viewing exists or is a real phenomenon. Historical research. Despite the current scientific consensus, there have been historical research programs, notably those funded by the US government, like the Stargate project by the CIA and DIA, that investigated remote viewing. These programs were often controversial and ultimately concluded without providing actionable intelligence or definitive proof of paranormal ability. Claims of success. Proponents and some researchers involved in these studies claim to have found statistically significant results that suggest a better-than-chance accuracy in remote viewing experiments. Some anecdotes, such as Ingo Swann's alleged remote viewing of Jupiter prior to the Voyager spacecraft, are often cited by believers. Criticisms and limitations. Critics often point to issues like vague and ambiguous information. Even when hits are reported, the information provided by remote viewers is often vague and open to broad interpretation, making it difficult to verify definitively.
Right.
Methodological flaws, concerns about experimental.
That's why it can only be. See, this is how they get away with it being pseudoscience. And these are your people like Well, like again, I'm not gonna say no names. We ain't gonna get into the name of people. But let's do this. Let's do this. I got a way of it. I'm like a detective. I used to watch Columbo, and so I got a kind of unique way of getting what I want out of people. Hey Google, damn, what was I gonna say? Oh, does the government use remote viewing?
Yes, the US government did engage in extensive research and application of remote viewing, most notably through programs like the Stargate Project.
Okay, that's enough. Why did you did? And you did means what? Past tense. What happened to the project? What happened? We can't use it no more? We haven't enhanced it? It hasn't evolved? That's it. We're gonna get back into this reading. But I tell y'all, I get hungry for information. Oh, we want to send some energy out there too to Bash Ali. Okay, I see you. Waiting in on the vibe of the dropping in the jewels. I thought I'd see you come through in them gems. You know what I'm saying? Bash it. He loved gems and jewels. It's the God right there. Yes, indeedy. Shout out again. Sending energy to Bash Ali, to him and his loved ones. Where my gavel at? Yeah, he's a newlywed. So we're going to send energy definitely to that situation because we know here in America, marriage can be very difficult. So you people out there that are married, y'all make it happen. All right. No matter what, keep the marriage. You started it. You took that oath. Don't break it. Don't mess it up. All right. Even if y'all can't get along, move away. Keep the marriage. Right. All right. So we was looking up the government doing remote viewing. Oh, I know I wanted to see, and we're going to continue on with the reading from there. So again, the question was, hey Google, let's see, do you think the government has enhanced the Stargate project?
It sounds like you might be referring to two different Stargate projects, which can be a bit confusing.
Okay.
One,
do you think the project Stargate remote viewing is still in use and has been revised and modified?
the official US government Stargate project focused on remote viewing was terminated and declassified in 1995.
I don't believe
The
it.
CIA report concluded that it was never useful in any intelligence operation, and there was no scientific evidence to support the effectiveness of remote viewing. While the government officially ended its involvement.
Do the government have Stargates?
No, the US government does not
She
have
said
Stargates
no.
in the science fiction sense of portals
In
to
the
other
scientific
worlds.
sense of portals, huh? Okay, well, let's ask this then. Are there portals that the government know anything of?
This is a fascinating question that
Of
touches on
course
both
it is.
science fiction and cutting-edge theoretical
Of course it is,
physics.
because
In the
I beat
context
them
of
up. I
real-world
get them.
physics, portals, as depicted in science fiction,
Mhm.
e.g., instantaneous travel to other dimensions,
Uh-huh.
planets, or times,
Uh-huh.
are not known to exist and
No?
are not something governments possess or use. However, it's important to distinguish between different concepts that might be confused with portals. 1. Science fiction portals. The idea of a Stargate or similar portal that allows immediate transport to distant locations or alternate realities is a staple of fiction. There is
Did the Tartarians have what is it?
Please complete your question.
Did the Tartarians have transportational objects. No, that's not.
Your previous question was, did the terrorists have? And now,
Uh, did the Tertullians have portals?
it seems there might still be a misunderstanding about the word.
Okay, so let me see. I know. Let's ask it this. Did the Tertullians have any time travel devices?
I'm not sure.
Did the Tertullians are there any time travel devices?
The concept of time travel devices is a staple of science fiction, but in reality, there are no known or proven devices that allow for intentional, controllable time travel to the past or future. Here's a breakdown of what physics and popular culture say about time travel. In reality, physics, time dilation, forward time travel. According to Albert Einstein's theories of relativity, time can pass at different rates.
See, so here's what I'm
This is
noticing
a
here.
real phenomenon called time
All this
dilation.
science, first of all, is
If you travel at
pseudoscience.
speeds close to the speed of
So
light,
we got to remember that, or if not even remember, someone even you don't know. What you do have to know, for instance, let me prove it. Hey, Google, how do you know what you know?
as a large language model, I don't know things in the same way a human does. I don't have consciousness,
Right.
personal experiences, or beliefs.
Right.
Instead, my knowledge comes from a very specific process. My training data. My knowledge is essentially the patterns, relationships, and information I learned from the enormous amount of text and code I was trained on. This includes
There you have it.
vast text.
All right. So although we're using this as an informational resource, certain information, especially that of the esoteric, and those who are unaware what the esoteric is or mean, we're only talking about information. Yeah, thanks, appreciate that. Information that is actually initially for a certain few. All right. So, because of the information, the restriction of information in here in the wilderness of North America, we're not exactly going to get that right information in which, let's say, Dr. York says that we are to be obtained. This is why I couldn't go to school and get a graduate and get a certificate or a degree. You see? It had to be someone who was learned outside the box. All right? Someone who was not favorably caught up and cubic linked within the box. All right, so I want to read a little bit more about food preparation. And then we're going to jump into some meditations, and I'm going to get up out of here. All right, so it states here that we should use the shortest cooking time possible, especially with your vegetables. This is one of my favorite things that I got to remember. I'll put some vegetables on and think that it's supposed to cook all day. No, I'm depleting it of its minerals by cooking it for a long time. So serve vegetables tender and crisp, not soggy and mushy, like we like it. Interesting, huh? Serve food immediately after preparation. Do not keep it hot for a long time before serving. It states here that we should plan meals so that the reheating of food is done as seldom as possible. A lot of people like to eat leftovers and reheat food, put food in the refrigerator and eat it for the next day. That's no good. I do no such of a thing. Any food that's not eaten that night, you must discard it. Do not reheat it. This is how you getting sick. The, the putting it in the refrigerator is being contaminated. There's people going in there with germs in their hands. It's probably the food opened up and they probably picking in it, touching it, and all kinds of things going on that we are unaware of. So it's not healthy to reheat your food and eat leftovers, as so many of you Americans do. All right, we want to cover and refrigerate it. If you are leaving anything over, make sure it's sealed and covered tightly. Keep cooking vessels tightly covered. All right, some of you dip your stainless steel spoon in the pot and you go and sit it right on the cabinet and walk out the kitchen. Guess what? Just that fast, the mice done ran up on it and licked that goddamn Old Bay and that sea salt you got on that spoon right off of there. And that's not including other natural microscopic creatures that exist. Okay? So, people, it is important to be conscious of your food etiquettes. I mean, your eating etiquettes. Okay? Keep cooking vessels tight. We said that. Cooking by steaming or pressure cooker will preserve about 30% more of the vitamins than boiling. Do not add soda to cooking water because this destroys vitamin C and some of the B complex vitamins. Food that is high in vitamin C should not be cooked in copper or iron vessels. Check. Store fresh fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator and prepare them immediately before they are to be used. Do not let them stand in water or remain exposed to air any longer than it is necessary. Place frozen food directly into boiling water after removing them from the freezer. Do not permit the food to thaw first. Keep orange juice covered and in the refrigerator. Drink fresh orange juice immediately after squeezing. Do not leave it exposed to the air. All right, that's enough of that. We'll be back though. There's a lot more in there. You see how thick this book is. We only need a little bit though per day. Let's get what we can get per day, and we'll move on to the next. We don't want to. Don't be greedy, right? We don't want to eat too much. Because now we want to go into this, and this is some high power information here. This is going to really put the copper to the goddamn socket. All right. The name of it is Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. All right. Who was a philosopher. And it states that this too is a counter to. Hold on. Let's see if we want to start there. All right. So, okay, let's read it. And we want to close after this. I would probably do it's a 13. Let's do 13. All right. No, what's today's date? 7? Well, we got to do more than 7. 7, it's not complete. I wouldn't feel complete if we just only read 7 of these most powerful informations. So this is how we're going to do it. Since we're dealing with the 6th month, right? And the day's date is the 7th, we'll go ahead and add that up and do 13. Keeping in the power of the 3, 6, and the 9. I say, we can't go wrong. We won't be able to go wrong. I'm teaching you, if you circulate and formulate your life like this each and every second, first start off with days, then go to hours, and then you can break it down to minutes and seconds, and then it'll be like everything that you moving and doing and saying is God work. God's work. Everything is just harmonic. You ain't got no enemies. There's no bad days. There's no good days. You ain't got no friends. You'll be like Lucy in the movie Lucy. Who's seen the movie Lucy? You're everything. You're the shit. You're the bomb. You ain't got no haters. When you become that powerful, a hater can't even hate on you. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what's going on in life. That's the only way I can teach. I study life. I observe. I react. And I teach. It states here that this too is a counter to pretension that you have lost now the chance to live your whole life, or at least your adult life. As a philosopher, as I said he was, indeed, it has become clear to many, yourself included, that you are far from philosophy. You are tarnished, then difficult for you now to win the reputation of a philosopher. And besides, your station in life is a contrary pole. So if you have a true perception of how things lie, abandon any concerns for reputation and be satisfied if you can just live the rest of your life. Whatever remains in the way your nature wishes, you must consider then what those wishes are, and then let nothing else distract you. You know from experience that in all your wanderings, you have you have nowhere found the good life. Nowhere. I was Islamic, Sufi, Buddhism, Ahmadiyya, Jehovah's Witness, 5%er. I buy up everything, take vacations, still not happy. Not in logic, not in wealth, not in glory, not indulgence, nowhere. Where then is it to be found? Is the question that is asked. In doing what man's nature requires, and how is he to do this? By having principles, and that's P-L-E-S, not P-A-L, people, but principles to govern his impulse and action. What are these principles? Those of good and evil, the belief that nothing is good for a human being, which does not make him just, self control, brave and free, and nothing evil, which does not make him the opposite of these. Ask yourself, all right? Ask yourself this about each action. How does this sit with me? Shall I regret it in a short while I am dead and all things are gone? What more do I want? If this present work is that of an intelligent and social being, sharing one law with God. Alexander, Julius Caesar, Pompey, what are they to Diogenes? Huh? Here, what was this? Here, Hercules, Socrates. These men saw into reality, its causes and its material, and their directing minds were their own masters. As for the former, they were slaves to all their ambitions. Even if you burst with indignation, they will still carry on regardless. First, do not be upset. All things flow. All things follow the nature of the whole. And in a little while, you will be no one and nowhere. As is true now, even of Hadrian and Augustus. Next, concentrate on the matter at hand and see it for what it is. Remind yourself of your duty to be a good individual. It has good man here. But we talking to every person, place, or thing in my monastery, right? So remind yourself to be a good individual, a good creature. All right? And rehearse what your Nate was intended for your nature. Then do it straight and unanswering. Unswerving, it states here. Or say what you best think right. Or say what you best think right. You don't want to be a good person? Just say what you think right. Always, though, in kindness, integrity, and sincerity. That way, you're not held accountable and no one can blame you. I am that I am, unapologetically, in regard to as what you think and feel. They don't love you, they'll leave you alone. The work of universal nature is to translate this reality to another, to change things, to take them from here and carry them there. Hence, raising the energy and frequency and vibration of this sphere. All things are mutations. Did you hear what we just read, people? All things, not some things. So that means you too. Yes, you are. Hey, Google, can the humans change every 7 years? I'm sorry, no, that's not the question. Well, yeah, that'd be good. Let's see what she say about that. Can the humans transmutate and humanly change every 7 years?
It seems like there might be a misunderstanding in your question. You used the term transmutate and inhumanely change. Let's clarify.
No, I say inhumanely change. Okay, let's put it like this. Something that we know. Does the human cells change every 7 years?
The common saying that the human body changes every 7 years, or all human cells change every 7 years, is a myth, or at least a significant oversimplification. Here's the accurate breakdown. Average cell age is around 7 to 10 years. Research using carbon dating has indicated that the average age of all cells in an adult human body is indeed around 7 to 10 years. This is where the myth likely originates. Constant regeneration, but at different rates. Your body is constantly regenerating cells. Billions of cells die and are replaced every single day. However, different types of cells have vastly different lifespans. Very fast turnover.
So with the latter information, not alone the beginning, you can train and program your cells to transfigurate your whole entire physical every year. The same thing a chameleon does. It's done by manipulating the elements and the forces of nature. This is why I can look at a picture in your phone and you say, that's me. I say, no, that's not. That don't even look like you. And you're like, yes, that is me. Because I had somebody tell me that today. Every time I come in a supermarket, he said, you look different, but he know who I am by my voice. I said, wow, that I know that I'm transfigurating my physical. I'm shape-shifting. See, they don't want you, they're not going to put it in here accurate. You got to pay attention. When they start using words, but, however, and then again, and then give you another scenario of something of what you questioning to, like, you got to be careful with these people. They're crafty of how we have to extract this information out of them. You see, they don't make it easy no more. There was a time where I used to ask Google and it'd come right on. Yes, the human body does change every 7 years. But now that we are becoming the vibration is, enhancing, and the stock, the product of the corporation is becoming enlightened and in the knowing, they doing all they can. They're like a baby kicking and crying and screaming. They want to stay alive. But what's happening is that type of ideology is dying out. We're in a new wave now, a new era, and this energy wants to hold on to what it has as long as possible. This is why you see the government liquidating like they are, and hitting up these so-called tariffs and all these sanctions and things on and making people. The man told me that I won't be able to get no more wild caught fish. I said, what do you mean? He said, we haven't had it in 6 months. He said, because of the tariffs, it's hard to get. It's in the sea. It's not from this country. I said, wow. Yeah. So people, we're going to play with this information for a minute because I hate when they do that, especially when I'm live, and I don't like to seem like I'm misinforming people, but I'm going to prove to you. I just did. All you got to do is study a chameleon and then go back and listen to what they're saying in there. If you pay attention, you're seeing that you can. But we're actually going to get this thing to say yes. I told you. I'm like a detective. I got a fine way of pulling and extracting what I want out of people. And computers, for that matter. I'm going to have to start dealing with these computers. And this is what I'm going to teach too. But I'm waiting for them to make, they already got significant others. You can get you a lover, a robotic lover, but I'm actually waiting to they really like police officers and really when robots is the order of the day. When you over 50% facing a robot, that's when I'm gonna bring out a class on how to manipulate and master AI. Got y'all. Hey, we got you. We got you. We got you. You know us niggas. We always find a way to get out of everything. So we're just waiting a little bit, and yeah. In fact, I don't. That they shouldn't if they know what I know do that because artificial intelligence against just think AI against OI. Who's going to win? You're talking about original intelligence and artificial or artificial. As long as the original intelligence sustains and maintains its ground and advance itself, artificial intelligence, AI, has to bow down. I'm going to be its master. You ever watch the movie of the scientist working in the laboratory and its experiment went wrong? It's kind of like what they're going to do if they doing, what they're doing. And they know this. So we want to extract this yes out of here about this human cell changing. Because people, I'm doing it. It's not that I read about it or that I seen the doctors do it. It's that too. Then I said, well, the best way for me to know how that this information is accurate is if I manifest it myself. You can't teach people what you don't know. You can't teach nobody that which is real. I could be held accountable for that, fined, and or in prison, and in some cases assassinated. You misleading the people, telling them that you can transliterate their whole entire physical. Transform their whole entire physical shape shift. Yeah, okay. Watch this. This is the sure way to get it. Hey Google, can the human cells be programmed?
Yes, human cells can be programmed in several ways, and this field of research, known as cellular reprogramming or synthetic biology, is
I get the ass every time.
What does programming human cells involve? At its core,
as long as you can do that, you can transliterate yourself. Don't worry about 7 days. I might have been wrong. You fuck around and do it tomorrow. Be alkaline enough. Huh? Do some grounding. Get up into that sun. Don't play with me. This dumbass computer. They better not make no goddamn computer cops. I'm gonna have me a whole military. They're gonna be on my team, nigga. I'm gonna be like this. You know how they did on what was it? Was it Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? Where he's like, dang, I forget that. No, it's actually the Three Stooges. When he hypnotized them. You are now in Sing Sing. I'm gonna be like, Yurima Karima. Okay, we're gonna send energy out there to Yurima Karima. Powerful God over here in the wilderness of North America. Okay? Make sure y'all get yourself enlightened about that energy there. Yurima Karima. I'm gonna say it again. That's it. Somehow, some way, you're supposed to gravitate towards that energy. If not, then oh well, don't worry about it. You'll get yours. It's not a good thing, nor will it be a bad thing. Check. Oh, got the wrong book. Yeah, so we done with that. Because if I ask I got some more good juicy questions that we can extract about that goddamn AI. Because like Michael said, we got that ass now. and no Diddy. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. I just want to go on to number 13. I think we stopped at what? 3. And that was with Alexandria, Hercules, and the Socrates, right? Seen into reality, its causes and its material. So again, as for the former, they are slaves to all their ambitions. Even if you burst with indignation, they will still carry you on regardless. First, do not be upset. All things follow the nature of the whole. And in a little while, you will be no more. Okay, we read that. So where are we? Let's go here. Number 7. Every living organism is fulfilled when it follows the right path for its own nature. Did you hear what I just read? Let me read it again, just in case you was washing dishes and the water was running. Every living organism is fulfilled when it follows the right path for its own nature. For a rational nature, the right path is to withhold assent to anything false or obscure in the impression made on its mind, to direct its impulses solely to social action, to reserve its desires and aversions to what lies in our power, and to welcome all that is assigned to it by universal nature. Because it is a part of universal nature, just as the nature of the leaf is part of the plant's nature, just as the nature of the except that in the case of the leaf, its nature partakes of a nature which lacks perception or reason and is liable to impediment, whereas man's nature is part of a nature which is unimpeded, intelligent, and just. In that to each creature, it gives fair and appropriate allocations of duration, substance, cause, activity, and experience. But, there's that word but, which means something else coming along. That's not all of the story. You sent your kids to the store to get some lettuce. They come back without the lettuce, and you ask them, where's the lettuce? And they say, but. How do you feel? You know already there's a problem. Where's the money at? You spent it. Right? But remember that. Do not look to find a one-on-one correspondence in every case, but rather an overall equivalence, the totality of this to the aggregated of that, if that makes any sense. However, moving on, it states that not possible to study, again, but possible to rein, R-E-I-N, and arrogance, possible to triumph over pleasure and pains, possible to rise above mere glory, possible not to be angry with the unfeeling, right? And the ungrateful, and even, yes, to care for them. Let nobody anymore hear you blaming palace life. Don't hear yourself blaming it. Regret is a sense of yourself for missing. Regret is a censor of yourself for missing something beneficial. The good must be something beneficial and of concern to the wholly good person. No wholly good person will regret missing a pleasure. Therefore, pleasure is neither beneficial nor a good. Didn't I say that? I might not have said it pleasure not being good, but I did make mention of how I had to come out of the observation of having an existence that this is good for me and this is bad. See, because I realized what may be good for one person is bad for another, and what may be bad for me may be good for you. So I had to let live and live the life that I love. I think Bob Marley said it best. Live the life you love and love the life you live. Don't love my life. He didn't say love the He didn't say love Nate's life that you live the life that you Nate love and love the life that Nate live. That'd be dumb. Live the life your brother love and love the life your mommy live. You'll be no good. What good would you be? Where's your qualities at? You want to be like Mike, don't you? That's because they instilled that in your head when you were young. Oh, yes, they did. I remember the commercial. I want to be like Mike. Everybody running around talking about they want to be like Mike. Or Malcolm X. Remember that? I'm Malcolm X. I'm Malcolm X. I'm Malcolm X. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. And all y'all fell for it. I'm black and I'm proud. You never want to see him say himself that he was black and proud. Go back and look at his concerts. He said, say it loud. See? Y'all know all too well. You've been programmed. That's all. So, we're at number 11. All right? What is this thing itself in its own constitution? People, if this seems a little crazy reading and like conceptually bogus and preposterous and astronomical or what have you, it's intended to be. I read all of Aristotle, Shakespeare, Plato, Socrates material, everything that they can allow on them bookshelves. This is why they took them all off. Okay, this is why they started closing down Barnes and Nobles and shit. I was getting people into these bookstores up under this. I was sending them to what is it? The self-help section, in the code sections, and all this section where the information was valuable. You know, they want you to go to the fiction section, in the religious section. No, I wanted to know why you want me to go there. So you know me, I'm going over there. I'm going everywhere they tell you not to go. So again, this information, first of all, it's of a certain mindset we must understand. And second of all, it's formulated so that the student can use its own intellect to formulate the intel or the insight that is to develop for them, not necessarily what he was talking about. Again, I don't need you thinking like me. One of us won't be necessary. I need you to perform at your greatest, at your best. You are love. You're a positive, motivating force in my life. Huh? Ain't that what she said? Come on now. You ain't gonna be positive, motivating for me if you acting like me. I hate sometimes me. I'm tired of hearing me talk. If the whole world's filled with me, man, listen, I'll be getting fucked up out of here. I'm glad. I need y'all. You're a positive, motivating force within my life. And if you ever felt the need, just let her know. Let me know. Let me know. Woo! That was my song, boy. Oh, you better not been around me and single. Yeah, it was on that night. So listen, people, we at number 11. It states that what is this thing in itself, in its own constitution? What are its elements of substance and material, and of cause? What is its function in the world? What is its duration? Talking about you. When you are reluctant to get up from your sleep, remind yourself that it is your constitution and man's nature to perform social acts, whereas sleep is something you share with dumb animals. Now, what accords with the nature of each being is thereby the more closely related to it. Again, let's read that again. And that's accords spelled Accords. Now, what accords with the nature of each being is thereby the more closely related to it. The more its essence, and indeed, the more to its liking. Number 13. Constantly test your mental impressions, each one individually, if you can. Investigate the cause, identify the emotion, and apply the analysis of logic. All right? So we're going to let that sink in and be what it's worth. Now, I ain't going to tell you all these books that I got in my possession is worthy of reading. But one thing that I will say, each and last every individual one of them is definitely worth taking, dissecting, digesting, and then manifesting them to fit and suit me the best way possible. And for that, it's a life worth living. You can't go wrong. No one said you're here on earth to regurgitate and take in everything that Nate says. Else you wouldn't be a Gemini. You'll be a goddamn Taurus like Nate. But because you are Aquarius, then you need to be doing what Geminis and Libras are supposed to do. This is what makes the team work. When the dream work, the team work. How many of you heard that before? Huh? Well, in order to make it work, I need you to be performing at your optimum. Which means being the best that you can be. I don't need you signing up for the military just to become the best that you can be. Uncle Sam ain't gonna make you greater than what you can make yourself. In fact, Uncle Sam bullshitting. He ain't really making a nigga best that they can be. He's just using all that he can get out of them. A lot of them coming home mad as shit. And or stressed out And the rest, even, well, we ain't gonna get at. We gonna get up out of here, y'all. We just said enough. We've been here too long. I hope this information has been something worthwhile for you to hear. And as always, you can get in the comment section and anything that you want like to talk about, build on. Let's do it. Especially this cell changing, body manipulating, shape shifting thing. You heard the computer. She says that. Well, it states that it's not true to a degree. Then again, it contradicts itself. But I know we don't need to attack everything in the Western world, but we do need to revise it. We don't have to necessarily kill it, destroy it, and beat it up. All right, give the white man a pass, y'all. He didn't know no better. They've done the best that they can do, and 9 times out of 10, if you was black and you got treated harshly by some white people, it's probably because you called for it. If not in this life, in some other time, it was you niggas had some type of discrepancies before. Who knows? You probably killed them and burned down Tulsa, Oklahoma and shit. You was probably that same white boy, only to reincarnate again because no, you don't get away with none of your deeds and actions. Just in case you thought you did. All these young boys killing people today, they don't know no better. They got a horrible life for ahead of them. Even if they so tell me that, oh, well, Nate, I came here to do that. You still got to be rewarded. There's compensation repercussions for everything that I do. You chose to call it good and bad. I'm going to tell you that it just is. So again, I'd like to thank the goddess Professor X, Lioness Lounge. And she says she does have a YouTube page, 100 Tiny T. All right. So y'all make sure y'all get over there, tap on into that. www.youtube.com at 100 Tiny T. And yeah, it's been real. And y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I'm gonna do. We shut it down and go vibrate on a whole nother level. All right? And make sure that it's conducive to your well-being and that it's bringing meaning to your life. Don't do things in life that doesn't have significance and meaning. I would hate to think that you're wasting your life. That's how precious this body and life is to me. I need to make sure it's supposed to be doing what it needs to be doing every second. Who knows? Well, I know, but I ain't got that much time that I got clocked to be here. Let's put it like that. I didn't make it long for this avatar. All right? I got things, other plans. I only came here to help you see. And with that, I leave you in peace. Ashe, namaste. And may you travel and do well in life, y'all. I'll be back again.
to come out of your furnace of affliction. You are ready now to accept the responsibility of not just of the ghetto. God wants to purify you and lift you up that you may call America and the world to repentance. Black man, you are a master builder, but you got hit in the head. Black man, you're the descendants of the builders of the pyramid, but you have amnesia now. You can't remember how you did it, but the master has come.